Hello, and today I'm going to be teaching I'm going to be teaching in Blender how to UV map. Now, UV mapping is a very great skill because it is how you apply a texture to an object. Now, or a 3D mesh, I might say. Um, Now, here we are. We've opened up Blender. This is the default setup. We're going to just use this cube, just because using a cube is very simple. So what we want to do is we want to go over here on object mode, change it to edit mode. We're going to have the entire cube selected. Now, in the top right corner here, we're going to grab on these three lines, click, and drag it to the side so we have two windows. The reason we're going to have two windows is we want one view for viewing our UV map. Now let's click on the current editor type right here, and we're going to go to UV/image editor. We're going to click on that. Now here's this blank sheet space. Now this is going to display our UV map. Now that we have this UV image editor and we've got our cube selected completely, we can either select certain sections and define our UV map, or just select all of it and unwrap it. Now let me dial it back for a second. Basically, how a UV map works is it takes your 3D mesh and it unwraps it like onto a piece of paper. For example, when you cut out that T shape on a piece of paper and you fold it up and make a cube, well, in this instance, we're taking our cube and unfolding it into the T shape on a piece of paper. Now, we can either do it in two ways. We can select all of it, go over to shading/UVs on the side, hit unwrap, and then unwrap or smart UV unwrap, or smart UV project, or you can just hit U on the keyboard. So you can just hit unwrap, but you get this square and it just doesn't work. Or you can hit U and hit smart UV project. I highly suggest you use smart UV project because it defines the angles that the shape's going to come out to be. So just hit 45 for your angle limit, so that way everything's at a 45-degree angle when it comes out as an image file. So we're going to hit OK. And here we have each individual face. So if I click the face tool and I select here, you can see it only has that one face selected, or here, 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 but we're going to hit all. Now that's one way to UV unwrap. The other way is we go down here on our selection area, we click on the line segment, and we define how everything unwraps. Oh, so how I'm selecting multiple sides is I'm holding down Shift and right clicking. So we select how we want our UV image to unwrap. So I have the sides I want to unwrap by. Then I hit mark seams. And there's that. And then we select it all again. Oh gosh, we need to rewrap it. Or since I've already unwrapped it once, it's just going to come out the same way. But anywho, so we have this UV map. Now we don't know exactly what to do with it, or even its purpose. We know that it's meant for texturing an object, but yeah, you can texture inside of Blender, but the point of UV wrapping is, for example, you want to throw this into a game engine like Unity 3D, which if you just texture in Blender and you try exporting your mesh into Unity 3D, it's not going to come out right. It's going to be one solid color and not your actual texture unless you UV map. So we're going to take our image here, I click on UVS, click on that, hit export UV layout. Now we're just going to throw it on our desktop and we're going to call it cube. Here we go. So we have our cube texture, our UV map on our desktop. Let's go to our desktop here. So here's our image. Now you can edit the texture in a simple paint program, but I'm actually going to open it up with Gimp. Gimp is great for UV texturing, I've found. Let me open this up, my bad. So here's our texture, our UV map. Now, let's add a new layer. Hit File. Oh, my bad. Right click on it here, hit New Layer. We're just going to hit Transparent also. Okay. So, you can do anything on here. In fact, we could just make it a dice if we want to. So we're just going to have our black here. I'm going to take this and just one. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to enlarge the size of my brush here really quick. Oh, way too big. Shrink you down. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I know this is really rough, but this is just the example. So we're going to hit File, Export As, and then just a cube PNG. You can, in Paint, you can just save it as any kind of file. We're just going to name it Cube1 because you don't want to use the same name and overwrite your original UV map, because if this UV doesn't turn out right in Blender, you still have the original. And keep in mind when you're doing all this, stay organized. I emphasize this as much as I can because it's so easy to just mix everything up and stay really unorganized. Alright, we're back into Blender. So we're going to undo all this. We're actually going to go to Object Mode. We're going to select our cube. We're going to go to this right panel here. We're going to go to this sphere with 2 shades. We're going to click on that. We have our material. Rename your material to the object name. I'm just going to call it cube. I emphasize this greatly. Just trust me on that. And we're going to go here, this checkered square to the right, and this is the textures for the material. So we're going to do a new one. Or my bad. We're gonna click on this new texture here. We're gonna hit New. Now we're gonna go down here to Image and hit Open. We're gonna go to our new texture. We're gonna click on under Mapping. We're gonna click on UV Map. Go to our material here. Just double check that I've done this right. So we're just going to go into render mode right here on the side. And there's our UV map. We can go back to solid here. I'm just going to quickly change this light into a sun so that way everything's looking all fine and dandy. And voila, we have our horribly textured dice, but we have it. Now, I hope this quick tutorial helped. I know it's not a very pretty UV texture or UV map, my bad, but it's just the idea of getting down the fundamentals. Remember, stay organized. When you UV map, make sure to have the entire thing selected and do a UV smart. Let's go back here. Remember to just use the UV smart map and then do 45-degree angles, so that way your UV always stays organized. And actually, I can make a really quick example of that organization. We're just gonna throw in a sphere here, this exosphere. Now I'm going to go into edit mode. This is good, just practice again for UV mapping. We're gonna hit U, and I'm just gonna unwrap it. Or my bad. Yeah, it's all overlapped and everything like that. You try and texture this, it's not going to come out right at all. But if I hit U and then Smart UV Project, and let's just say I had it some other kind of degree, like maybe 65, I hit OK. It all comes out at 65 degrees, yet if I go to my Smart Map again and I hit 45, it's all just really nicely done. It's all just triangles. It comes out a lot cleaner in my opinion. Anywho, thanks for watching, and I hope this helped. And like, subscribe, comment, ask questions. Thank you for watching.